the unforgivable act a line crossed. El Carleito was a name known throughout the WWE. His presence in the ring was undeniable, and his persona was larger than life. Fans and fellow wrestlers alike knew that when El Carleito was around, drama was sure to follow. He cultivated a reputation for arrogance. His every move, every gesture was designed to provoke and incite. He was the villain everyone loved to hate. He walked with a swagger, he talked with disdain. Many fans despised him, but that disdain only fueled his fire, making him more determined to be the center of attention. He seemed to thrive on this negative energy. The louder the boos, the bigger his smirk. It was as if he drew power from the crowd's animosity. He constantly sought the spotlight. Every entrance was grand, every match a spectacle. But this time he went too far. This time, however, he ventured into territory far beyond the usual theatrics. He crossed a line that should never be crossed. The incident occurred backstage during a live Raw broadcast. The atmosphere was already charged with excitement and tension. El Carleito confronted Gabriel W's wife. She was there to support her husband, unaware of the storm that was about to hit. She was there to support her husband. Her presence was meant to be a source of strength, not a target for aggression. The confrontation was sudden and unprovoked. No one saw it coming, and no one could stop it in time. El Carleito spewed insults and then in a shocking moment slapped her across the face. The impact was both physical and emotional. The sound echoed in the corridor. It was a moment that would be etched in the memories of everyone who witnessed it. News of the assault spread rapidly. Within minutes, the entire arena was buzzing with the shocking revelation. The WWE locker room was abuzz. Wrestlers and staff alike were in disbelief, trying to process what had just happened. Gabriel W. heard the devastating news. His world was turned upside down in an instant. Retribution was not just an option, it was a necessity. Gabriel W. knew that he had to take a stand, not just for his wife, but for everyone who had ever been wronged by El Carleito. The twisted wreckage, adding insult to injury. El Carleito's campaign of terror did not end with the slap. He wanted to inflict more pain. He decided to target something else precious to his rival. Gabriel W. was the proud owner of a vintage 1980 automobile. It was a classic muscle car. He had poured countless hours into restoring it. It was his sanctuary, a labor of love. Under the cover of relative darkness, El Carleito found the car. He carried a steel crowbar. He began his destructive work. He shattered the windshield, smashed the headlights, and dented the pristine bodywork. The destruction was systematic and brutal. When Gabriel W. saw his beloved car, his spirit took another hit. This was a targeted, cowardly attack. Gabriel W. was more than ready to fight it. The challenge rings out, a demand for justice. Gabriel W. could not let these vile acts stand. The attack on his wife was despicable. The destruction of his cherished car was a deep insult. His anger had reached a boiling point. He needed to confront El Carleito. He stormed to the ring during the live broadcast. He grabbed a microphone from the announcer's table. His voice, usually calm and measured, now trembled with raw fury. He called out El Carleito's name. He detailed the heinous acts for everyone to hear. The crowd listened, a hush falling over them before erupting in support. Gabriel W. wanted El Carleito in the ring. He wanted a fight. El Carleito's response came via the Titantron. He mocked Gabriel W.'s anger and accepted the challenge. The collision course was locked. The gathering storm tension mounts before battle. The days that followed the challenge were thick with tension. The WWE programming heavily featured the escalating feud. Powerful video packages recapped El Carleito's despicable actions. They highlighted Gabriel W.'s righteous anger. Fans were deeply divided, though most sympathized with Gabriel W. The anticipation for their inevitable clash grew with each passing hour. Backstage, the atmosphere was unlike anything seen in recent memory. Wrestlers and crew members spoke in hushed tones. This feud felt too real. Gabriel W. prepared for the match with a singular, terrifying focus. His training sessions were brutal. He was not just preparing for a wrestling match. He was preparing for a war. Meanwhile, El Carleito continued his campaign of taunts. He completely underestimated the depth of Gabriel W.'s rage. Section 5. The opening salvo. Fury Unleashed. The night of the pay-per-view arrived. The arena was packed to the rafters. A palpable buzz of excitement filled the air. Thousands of fans were on their feet. Chants of Gabriel, Gabriel reverberated through the building. El Carleito was the first to make his entrance. His music, a grating, arrogant tune, was met with a chorus of boos. He sauntered down the ramp, a smirk playing on his lips. He taunted the fans, blowing kisses to the angry faces. He entered the ring and posed on the turnbuckles, utterly confident. Then, the arena lights dimmed. Gabriel W. appeared at the top of the ramp. The crowd erupted into a deafening roar. He walked with a determined stride. He was ready for battle. Section 6. The Brutal Ballet, a War of Attrition. Gabriel W. completely dominated the opening minutes of the contest. His pent-up rage was a powerful weapon. He tossed El Carleito across the ring with ease. He delivered thundering clotheslines and powerful slams. El Carleito looked visibly shaken. He had not anticipated this level of sustained aggression. The crowd roared its approval with every offensive move Gabriel W. executed. But El Carleito was a veteran. He managed to weather the initial onslaught. He resorted to his signature dirty tactics, a thumb to the eye, unseen by the referee. A low blow when Gabriel W. was vulnerable. The fight soon spilled outside the squared circle. The animosity could not be contained by the ropes. The rules were becoming mere suggestions. Section 7. The Voice of the People. An arena erupts. Throughout this intensely personal war, the crowd was an undeniable third participant. Their energy was palpable, a living, breathing entity that seemed to fuel the very air within the arena. The spectators were not just passive onlookers. They were active participants in the unfolding drama. They lived and breathed every moment of the match. Each cheer, each gasp, each roar of approval or disapproval was a testament to their deep emotional investment. The arena was a cauldron of emotions, with every fan contributing to the boiling atmosphere. They gasped audibly at each devastating blow. The collective intake of breath was almost as loud as the impact itself, a symphony of shock and awe that reverberated through the stands. They jumped to their feet for every near fall. The tension was so thick it could be cut with a knife, and the crowd's reactions were a barometer of the match's intensity. They passionately cheered for Gabriel W. His every move was met with thunderous applause, a wave of support that seemed to lift him higher with each passing second. They relentlessly booed El Carleito. The disdain for him was palpable, a wall of sound that sought to drown out his every action. Their vocal expressions provided a constant, thunderous soundtrack to the unfolding brutality. The noise was unrelenting, a testament to their unwavering engagement. They were completely invested in the outcome. Every twist and turn of the match was met with rapt attention, their eyes glued to the action. Loud, sustained chants of, "Gabriel! Gabriel! Let's go, Gabriel!" echoed throughout the massive arena. The chants were a rallying cry, a unified voice that filled the space with hope and determination. Thousands of handmade signs supporting their hero dotted the stands. Each sign was a personal message, a declaration of loyalty and support. Fans connected deeply with Gabriel W.'s quest for justice. They shared his outrage, his determination, and his hope for victory. Their connection was almost tangible, a bond forged through shared passion. They yearned to see El Carleito receive his comeuppance. The desire for justice was a unifying force, a shared goal that brought the crowd together. Their unwavering energy seemed to flow directly to Gabriel W. It was as if the crowd's collective will was being channeled into him, giving him the strength to continue. He visibly drew strength from their passionate support. Each cheer, each chant, each sign was a source of power, a reminder that he was not alone in his fight. Whenever El Carleito resorted to his cowardly, underhanded tactics, the boos were deafening. The crowd's disapproval was a force of its own, a vocal condemnation of his actions. The crowd screamed their disapproval of the referee. Their voices were chorus of outrage, a collective demand for fairness and justice in the face of perceived injustice. Section 8. The final stand, courage against desperation. This is the moment where legends are born and destinies are forged. The air was thick with tension, the crowd on the edge of their seats, knowing they were witnessing something extraordinary. Both warriors were clearly showing the effects of the grueling battle. Every muscle in their bodies screamed for relief, yet they pushed on, driven by sheer willpower and the desire to emerge victorious. They were battered and bruised. Each bruise told a story of a blow taken, a hit endured, a testament to their resilience and fortitude. Sweat poured from their bodies in streams. It was as if their very essence was being drained, yet they stood firm, unwavering in their resolve. Their movements were slower now, more deliberate. Each step, each maneuver was calculated, a chess game of physical prowess and mental acuity. Yet an undeniable determination burned in their eyes. It was the fire of champions, the unyielding spirit that refused to be extinguished. Neither man was willing to concede defeat. They stood face to face, a silent promise that this battle would only end when one could no longer stand. For Gabriel W., it was about vengeance and family honor. Every punch he threw, every move he made was fueled by the memories of those he loved and the wrongs he sought to right. For El Carleito, it was about his twisted pride. His arrogance was palpable, his taunts to the crowd a display of his overconfidence and disdain. The stakes could not be higher. The crowd knew it, the wrestlers knew it. Every second that ticked by was a step closer to either glory or defeat. As the match wore on, El Carleito grew increasingly desperate. His once confident demeanor began to crack, revealing the fear and uncertainty beneath. He tried to cheat once more. Desperation drove him to underhanded tactics, hoping to turn the tide in his favor. He discreetly retrieved a pair of brass knuckles from his tights. It was a move born of panic, a last-ditch effort to secure victory by any means necessary. But Gabriel W., his senses heightened by adrenaline, anticipated the cowardly move. His focus was razor-sharp, his instincts honed by years of training and experience. He ducked under the wild swing and delivered a swift kick to El Carleito's midsection. The crowd erupted, sensing the shift in momentum. The brass knuckles clattered harmlessly to the mat. The symbol of El Carleito's desperation lay there, a testament to his failed deceit. Section 9. Victory and Vindication. Justice is served. With a mighty heave, Gabriel W. executed the retribution driver. He drove El Carleito hard into the center of the mat. The impact resonated throughout the arena. For a split second, an almost eerie silence fell. Then, the entire building exploded in a cacophony of cheers. Gabriel W. quickly made the cover. The referee dropped to the mat. 1! The crowd screamed. 2! The referee's hand hovered. 3! It came crashing down. The bell rang frantically. It was over. Gabriel W. had won. The arena was a scene of pure pandemonium. He had avenged the despicable insult to his wife.